Hello everyone, welcome back to the Python program series. Today we're looking at if and else. Now, first of all, if you haven't watched comparison operators and logical operators, then make sure you do because these are going to be used a lot in if and else. Now, first of all, what are if and else used for? If and else is used basically whenever you want to add conditions in your program that if this certain condition is true, then that part of the program runs. If that part is true, then that part runs. Something like that. Supposedly, if I were to write here an example, supposedly I would say I want to make a program that if I will write an English sentence right now that if Ali, I say to you, if Ali has $100, then print OK. Else print not OK. Don't mind the writing as it is hard with the mouse. Now we will first look for the keywords. As you can see that Ali has $100. First of all, some of you might, if you are familiar with programming languages, then you will know that obviously if is a keyword and else is a keyword. Now keywords are basically reserved words which have specific meaning in programming. We cannot use them as variable names. After looking at the keywords, you can search keywords as just go into Chrome and search keywords in programming. In Python, I guess keywords in Python. And if you will names like if, you can see that if is also included in them, else is also included. Now moving that aside, Ali has 100, meaning that if Ali has 100, Ali equal to 100. Then print OK. Print OK is our statement, the print statement. Now, and this is the print not OK statement. Now, if you want to write this in programming, it will be something like this. The if syntax is like first comes if keyword. Let me move the scribbles. First comes the if keyword, then the condition, whatever you want to write, then this end mark, which is the colon. This tells that the if conditions have ended here. Then after that, 4 spaces. Remember, you have to write 4 spaces, exact 4. I will tell the reason after that. Later in the video, of course. Now I will say print or whatever your statement is, and else let me add 4 spaces, 1 2 3 4 statement. Now if the condition becomes true, the statement is printed, else this statement is printed if this becomes false. So this part will only run, else part will only run if the if part becomes false. Now supposedly say, some of you might be thinking, how can we write else without an if? No, you can't. If you do write this, then it will say it is a dangling else, as there is no such thing as a else without an if. Now, can you add a condition in else? You cannot add a condition in else, as it is automatic. That if if the condition of if becomes false, then the else part will automatically run, because this part had been neglected. Now this part will run. I want to write the Ali code now. I will say Ali equal to integer input. I want to take an integer input from the user. I will say a message, enter the amount to give to Ali. And I will say which currency also. It doesn't matter, I'm just making it more beautiful to see. Now, I will say if the keyword, as you can see, it has turned green, meaning that Python recognizes, Jupyter Notebook recognizes it as a keyword. After if I will write the condition, Ali equal to 100. Then the end mark, which is a colon. Then 4 spaces are automatically added. As you can see, the compiler automatically adds. Then I will write the statement, which is print OK. And else print not OK. I will run this now, and if I were to write 100 here, it will print OK. If I write anything other than 100, even negative 99, it will print not OK. Now after this, you obviously need to look. You obviously need to check whether that the amount is greater than 0 or not, because as you know, there is no such thing as negative $99, because there is only as less as $0 in your bank account. So I will need to add another condition here. How will I add another condition here? For this, we will use our logical operators, which we discussed in the previous videos. We will now, if I were to translate it into English sentence, I will write it as if Ali has $100 and greater than $0, greater than equal to, I guess you can say greater than and equal to $0, print okay, else print not okay. Now you can see, as I said, we are using and here, and we discussed in the previous we have logical operator and, or, and not. So we'll write and here, and the second condition will be greater than equal to 0. So Ali will be greater than and equal to 0. So now we have two conditions right now. If any one of them becomes false, as I discussed in previous video, as an and requires both of them to be true. So if any one becomes false, then automatically else will run. So if I want to run this and add minus 99, it says not okay, because I have not restricted it for only entering positive values up to 100. Either they can be positive value or can be 100. So it doesn't matter much. So I will also restrict now that it should not be greater than 100. So it should be less than 100 and greater than equal to 0. If I want to run this and enter 100, it will say not okay, because even 100 is not accepted. Now moving on, if I want to write it in a one line, say a short form, then there's a thing called a shorthand if else. Now I will just I guess cut this part for now, or actually remove this, and I will write print. Actually, first of all, let me just go back. As you can see this part. To make this shorthand, you just need to put the print over here. It will do the same thing now. But this only works for one statement, so you cannot add multiple lines of code below this if now. So I will just run this now, and I will add, I guess, 80, because that is within the given range, and you can see it prints okay. Now I want to add the else part also, so I will need to change the format now. Now in C++ and other languages, there is a thing called ternary operator. Now we will use the ternary operator or conditional expression. So I will write print okay if Ali equal to 100 and Ali greater than equal to 0, else print not okay. As you can see, this makes the same sense. I said that print okay if Ali is equal to less than 100 and greater than equal to 0, else print not okay. So if I were to run this and enter 50, it prints okay. If I were to run this and enter minus 99, it prints not okay. So this is called shorthand if else. You can also extend this by adding more things, like, first of all, before I move forward to this, I will comment this for now. If I haven't told you about comments in the previous video, then this thing is called a comment, the hash. Whenever you enter a hash anywhere, it also basically makes the code commented. So this will not be checked when you run your program. Basically, comments are used whenever you want to add things like this part is called shorthand if else. This is just for your own readability. You just use this if you want to tell yourself that yeah, this part does this type of function. So that is the comments. Now there is no such thing as multi-line comments in Python, but there is a way. You can just add 3 strings like this and then write your code. This is a multi-line comment, and if I were to run this, I would have no error. I will write print okay here. As you can see, it's working okay right now. I will just input the data, which is 100, and it will print okay. As you can see, this part is not running right now. If you're still confused, then I will also comment this part. And if I were to run this, it just prints okay. It doesn't run that part. So that's also comments. Now moving on, we're coming to the last topic of if else, which is basically else if. It is a part of if else. Now basically, if you want to add more conditions, like if Ali is equal to 100, then print okay. If else if, meaning elif. In Python, you write it as elif. Basically, it is else if, but you write it as elif. Elif, you write a condition, then again the same thing as if. Now the thing about elif is that you can write as many elif as you want. You can basically write up to infinity as much as you want. Now after this, there comes a question. Supposedly, if this part becomes false, then obviously you know that else will run. But would else if also run? No. The way this works is that if this part becomes false, then the bottom one will work. This one. If this also becomes false, then this will work. Now supposedly say if this becomes true, or I guess this one becomes true after this becomes false. Okay. If this becomes true, then all bottom one will be skipped. Same goes for if. If this one becomes true, all bottom will be skipped. So the only way to reach else if is that if all of the above one becomes false. So I will write now that if Ali has 100, print okay. Okay, and if Ali, or actually else if Ali has 200, print okay okay. Else if Ali has 300, print too many okays. Else okay again. Now if I want to write this in code, it's very simple. We will just go here and first make the part if Ali equal to 100, print okay. Else elif actually Ali equal to 200, print okay okay. Elif Ali equal to 300, print okay too many okays. Else print okay again. Now we will add certain values now, give the certain inputs and check what type of behavior does the program give. After running it, I will add first I guess 200. It prints okay okay. So now this part became false and this part became true, and so this one run. Now I will press alt enter again and I will be like 300. Now it says too many okays. Now this part has run. Now there cannot be else if or else. There cannot be an else if or else without an if. There can be an else without an else if, but not without an if. Don't worry, it might sound confusing, but after a few times you practice on your own, it will get easy for you. Now that will be all for today, I guess. There is nothing much left, but some of you might be thinking there are some operators which I have not discussed yet, such as the Python membership operator, such as in or not in or is or not is. These all will discuss when I discuss I think lists or loops later in the series. For now, this will be all, and practice Python on your own. But actually, one thing before I go, some of you might have noticed that I'm already writing one lines here. That's not the case. You can actually add more than one lines like this. Print hello or print J like this, or you can add multiple comments anywhere you want. If I were to run this now, I will say 100. Then you can see it ran all of the part. But do remember, indentation is an important thing to remember about. Okay. Now, supposedly, there's a thing also called nested if. I want to stick that this whole part should only run if Ali is greater than 0. Obviously, as I said before, money cannot be less than 0, or it can only be equal to 0 greater than 0. So after writing this, I will need to add 4 spaces. One, you can just press tab and automatically add 4 spaces. Now, does this also need 4 spaces? No. If I enter 4 spaces here, then this will be considered a part of this if. But I want this to be considered a part of this if. So I will add 4 more spaces. So this will be 8 total. Actually, 4 were for this if. Now, so I will do the same for the rest. Now I will run this. I will enter 100. As you can see, it first checked this part, and now supposedly I will actually give you another example. Now this else belongs to this if. You can tell by the indentation that these both are on the start, and this else if belongs to this else because of 4 spaces indentation on both. So this is important to notice that in Python indentation matters a lot. In most programming it does not. In most programming languages it does not. But in Python it's very crucial to understand this. I will say print hello world. Now, if my amount is less than 0, then it would automatically skip this whole part and go to this else, because this whole is a part of this if. How? Because they have 4 spaces. This is automatically considered as a part of this if. So I will run this now. You can see it now prints hello world. It just goes to this else, its own else. Now that will be all for this video. You can like and subscribe, and if you have any sort of queries, any sort of problems, then just comment down in the comment section and I will check them and tell you about them. And that will be all. Thank you for watching.